Hello, guys. Happy Sunday, everyone. And in today's episode, we are going to learn something new. Some of you may already know this, but the others don't yet. So, we are going to learn one of the basic candlestick patterns in the stock market trading, and that is what we call the evening star candlestick pattern. And in today's episode, I am going to teach you how to read and identify when an evening star candlestick pattern comes out. Okay, as you can see on my screen right now is a chart, and there are several candlestick patterns here, but primarily we are going to identify how to read this evening star. Okay, first of all, step number one, we have to first identify that a pattern or the direction of the chart is in an uptrend. And as you can see here, for several days, this stock has been on a bullish movement. And then step number two, it has to be followed by a long bullish candlestick. As you can see here, this is a bullish candlestick. And then step number three, there should be a small bearish or bullish candlestick. One thing to take note of, ideally, what we want to see here is a gap up from the previous day's candlestick. And this, as you can see, what happened here was there was a gap up and then there was minimal movement. And if we are to explain that in layman's term, people are already having second thoughts of buying some more. And then 50% of the population are most likely thinking already that this level or price level is starting to become expensive. That's why some of them are also selling their positions. Okay, so no movement, almost no movement at all. And then step number four, what you should see next is a long bearish candlestick. Ideally, we have to make sure that this is not going to exceed the entire body of this candlestick. Sometimes the body of your second or this small bearish candle, sometimes it gets inside the body of your long bearish candle. That is also fine. What's important is you have to look at the three candlesticks, and that makes up the evening star candlestick pattern. Okay, so let's try it. I have prepared several charts for us to analyze. Okay, so this is URC. I'll give you a few minutes to find our evening star candlestick pattern here. Or you can also pause this video. Okay, I bet you already found it, right? So it's right here. So let us see if it fits the requirement. Step number one, it has to be in an upward trend. Okay. Step number two, there is a long bearish candlestick. So long bearish candlestick, yes, check mark. Step number three is there's a small either bullish or bearish candlestick. So it doesn't matter whether it's a green or a red candlestick. What's important is the body of the candlestick is small, and in this case it is indeed small. And step number four, it has to be followed by a long bearish candlestick. And then the next steps, of course, as you can see, you have a significant decline. Are you ready for one more example? All right, so this is AXLM. This is actually the most recent chart of AXLM. And this candlestick over here was as of May 8, 2020. Do you see any evening star pattern there? Okay, so if you saw this, that is a good example of an evening star candlestick pattern. So it has been on a bullish climb over here, and there's a small body. And the reason why I added this, because it started to decline, and I would have to say the decline is not yet over for the stock. It might have been green last Friday, but there's a big chance that there will be some more bearish movement in the coming days. Right off the bat, I can see that there is a gap up that happened here, and this is not part of the discussion, but uh, another trivia. When there is a gap up that happens, normally a stock would revisit that gap and fill the gap. Therefore, even if you saw a green candlestick here, there is a big possibility that it will revisit this level around, if this is 2.58, around 2.60, 2.63 level to fill the gap over here. That means overall, the decline is not yet over. All right. The next is east-west. Okay, so step number one, it has to be in an upward trend. Do you see any part of this chart that shows an upward trend? Okay, very good. From here, from this point to this point is an upward trend. And the next candle is a small candlestick, which is actually slightly higher than the previous or the first candlestick over here. And what's interesting is it meets the criteria. In fact, there is a gap up that happened, but the entire day, the sentiment of the market is bearish overall. That's why it ended in red. And then the next day, there's a significant big bearish candlestick. And overall, what happened right after is a decline. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the evening star candlestick pattern. I hope you can use this analysis or this candlestick pattern in your future trades. At least you know when a stock is about to decline. So if you are already profitable and you see this pattern showing, maybe you can consider locking in some profit or selling your position, depending on your objective in that particular trade. In the meantime, thank you for listening to this video, and good luck in your future trades.